That's how I threw my first lesson. How you doing? Perfect. I love the craziness of like New York. A lot of homeless people everywhere. That's great. They're everywhere though, like all over the country. They travel really good. And you go by, you ever see homeless, because you see them asleep on the sidewalk, and I always feel bad, but every time I go, a homeless guy is asleep, I always notice they go to bed at a very reasonable hour. Just walk by. You'll be like 9 o'clock. You're like, that guy's gonna get a solid 8 hours. I'm gonna toss and turn. He'll be to work on time, you know? One homeless guy, he asked me for money, and I was like, all right, here. And I gave him money, and he was like, it's good to give money, man. This could happen to you. You could be homeless by tomorrow. And I was like, I don't know about by tomorrow. I was like, I have a lot of friends and family, you know? Like, I have to get rid of all of them in 20... I don't have time to do that. I would have to kill them all, and then I would just go to jail. I still wouldn't even be homeless. So I don't even think I could be homeless, you know? It'd take a long time. Very forced. Maybe that's what his message was. Maybe that was good. I don't know.
There's always time for the drive-thru deal. Because no matter how fast you are at making breakfast, McDonald's is faster.
Wake up to McDonald's breakfast and mix and match a delicious sausage burrito, classic sausage McMuffin, or crispy hash browns. Get any two for just $3 and pair it with a $1.50 any size iced coffee. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer, single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Is switching to Total by Verizon easy? Come visit your local Total by Verizon store and learn how you can get 50% off any unlimited data phone plan when you bring your own phone. One line, $25 a month, plus taxes and fees on the network America relies on. And the best part, there's over 700 Total by Verizon stores across the country. Find yours at totalbyverizon.com. Offer ends July 31st, 2024. Promo subject to cancellation after 12 months. Available exclusively online and in Total by Verizon stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device SIM. See totalbyverizon.com for device compatibility and additional details. Taxes and fees may apply.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Jenny says, I think that we should just break up. You know, it's not just this. I mean, you're away a lot of the time. And even when you're here, you work at night and I work in the day. I just don't think it's going to work out. And I said, okay. And we were apart for about 6 months, and I missed her so much, but I kept resisting calling her because I wanted to give her space. And every once in a while, I'd get a glimmer of hope in the form of a text message from Jen, Irish pub, nice. And it would just say, hi. And I'd write back, hi. It was the smallest form of communication two people could have with one another, but I think in some ways kept us together. And finally on New Year's, I caved in and I called her. I said, hey, I really miss you and I want to see you. And we got together for coffee and we hit it off just like we used to, and we decided we would get back together. We had a great period there, you know. I took her to get a license and a passport. First, we went for her social security card, and then we took that to the DMV, and then we mailed all of that to the government for a passport. It was like that triple crown of identifications. Jenny was wildly identifiable, and one night she was heading back from my apartment to hers, and she stops. And I said, what? And she says, I think that we should live together. And I said, no, I really don't think that's a good idea. You know, I've just decided, you know, as a principle, I'm not going to get married or live with someone. It's not personal. And she said, well, unless we live together, I just don't think it's going to work out because we just don't see each other enough, and I don't think that we stand a chance. That's how I feel. So we moved in together.
I've had so much fun touring in Canada. Last weekend I was in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, that place is filled with perverts. They're all perverts. The capital is Regina? That's not necessary. Regina. They could have pronounced it Regina. They did that on purpose because they're perverts. Everything in Regina sounds sexual. Their football team, the Rough Riders. That's inappropriate. I'm just relieved their mascot wasn't a beaver. You know what I mean? It's not me, it's them. They're perverts. They're perverts. Regina is where the Mounties are, of course. That's where they train the Mounties to mount. Every Mountie has to go through Regina. It's just inappropriate, right? Even the most innocent thing said in Regina comes across wrong. Like, I can't ask, like, hey, where can a guy eat out in Regina? You know? I can't. That's them. I'm a good Christian man trying to find out where a guy can eat out in Regina. Did you know the original name of Regina was Pile of Boners? That's gross. That's gross. And it's, by the way, it's the whole province. Saskatchewan, that sounds like an STD. My last boyfriend gave me Saskatchewan. Really? Yeah, now I have to take all this penicillin. Saskatchewan. You know, it's because of Saskatchewan that moose antlers are called a rack. Now you can't even give a moose a compliment, like, hey, nice rack. You could be like, no, lady, I was talking about the moose. Well, then that lady should know she looks like a moose.
I watch a lot of television. Too much. Did you ever watch those monster truck pulls on TV? My favorite part is not the race. I like when they interview the driver when the race is over. They always talk about their engine like you know what the hell they're talking about, you know? Hey, what were you thinking during that last run, Earl? You know, I was going pretty good, and about halfway through the flap coil valve burner started smoking. The hydro pen springer spurting off the manifold drive. And if I didn't overflood the drive, got some of that last power line trying to unplate that hydro coil. And if I couldn't do that, I was going to have to shut her down. Man, what the hell are you talking about? Like you're following him at home. The hydro pin, well, sure, you had to shut her down. What options did you have, Earl? None! I'm jealous of those guys. I know nothing about cars. If my car breaks down, I have to make the noises my car's making for the mechanics. And you know they know you have to do that because there's always like 5 of them hanging around waiting for a show, you know? They're just standing there, hey, here he comes. What's the matter with your car, man? I don't know, you know? If you can take a look at it, come on, what's the matter with it? Tell us. So you gotta stand there while it's going. Can you fix that? I don't know, I just clean up air. Harry! You're gonna have to talk to Harry.
It's fun to be married. I've never been supervised before. I'm supervised. She studies what I do, like an anthropologist. She'll be like, sometimes he will watch a movie on TV, even though he already owns that movie on DVD. Pointing this out to him confuses and upsets him. I had no supervision when I was a kid. We were free to do what we wanted, but also with that, no one cared about kids. I grew up before children were special. I did, very early 80s, right before children became special. Like, I remember when milk carton kids became a thing. when they were like, hey, we should start looking for some of these guys. I don't think they're just blowing off steam. No one cared about my opinion when I was a little kid. No one cared what I thought. Sometimes people would say, what do you think you're doing? But that just meant stop. They didn't actually want to know my thought process. They didn't want me to be like, well, I was gonna put this bottle rocket into this carton of eggs so that when I lit off the bottle rocket, the eggs would explode everywhere. Oh, well, that's very interesting. And what brought you to this experiment? Oh, well, thank you for asking. Well, you know how I'm filled with rage? I'm so horny and angry all the time, and I have no outlet for it, so eggs.
Lesson 3. You ready? If you get in a fight with her, no matter what it is, who started it, I don't care. And sometimes, guys, we get in those fights that we get lost. Like, you're all of a sudden you're on the couch, she's crying, and you're thinking to yourself, wait, I was just making a sandwich in the kitchen. Where's my sandwich? How did I get on the couch? Where am I not? And then she looks at you and goes, do you know what I mean? This is what you say, okay? Every time, no matter what, 12 words. I learned this on Dr. Phil. You are right. I am wrong. I love you. Honey, you win. And then, am I right with it? And then you take her in your arms and you bring her into the bed and you cuddle like a team. Like a unified, like a fucking coalition. You cuddle and you go to sleep together, happy. And that night while she's sleeping, cut her hair. So you know you fucking won. You're not the king of me. You think you're the king? You're not the king of me. I'm the king of me. In the middle of the night, whisper in her ear, you're on fire. She'll go, ah! And then you pretend like you were dreaming. You're on fire. I had a dream you're on fire. I was so worried. It's like I pissed the bed, asshole. Not cool. Not cool. We're having too much fun. We gotta slow down. It's like sex. We don't want me to finish early and then you guys be staring at me like.
There's always time for the drive-thru deal. Because no matter how fast you are at making breakfast, McDonald's is faster.
Wake up to McDonald's breakfast and mix and match a delicious sausage burrito, classic sausage McMuffin, or crispy hash browns. Get any two for just $3 and pair it with a $1.50 any size iced coffee. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer, single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Let's go to Ocean Breeze Water Park. Go splash. Go together. Go for it all. Let's go celebrate. Choose a Cheers bundle and get the best price on single-day tickets, a group outing, or season passes. Hurry, these online deals end June 16th. Ocean Breeze. Let's go.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Me and my wife fight a lot, like normal fighting. It's easy to fight when you're married, I think. Marriage and prison are the two easiest places to start to fight. Everybody's really tense and on edge. You know, no one remembers why they got there. My wife will get mad like when I hang out with my buddies. She's always like, oh, you always have so much fun with your friends. You always laugh with them a lot. You know, you never laugh that much with me. It's like, yeah, I hang out with professional comedians. It's a pretty good time, you know? Like, They make jokes, new jokes every day. She doesn't make jokes ever. She makes a lot of lists. She does do lists though. Just a ton. She's in charge. She runs everything because she knows everything. Like I don't know any stuff. Like I don't know how much money we have. Like could not even ballpark it. I don't even know where it's at. And I don't even know how to get it if I had to get it. What bank we go to? I don't know. Like, you know, I can't get robbed because, like, if some guy's like, let's go to the ATM, you know, it's like, well, I guess we gotta wait for my wife to get here. She can't leave me because I wouldn't know how to get stuff, you know? Like, she can't even die. If she starts dying, I'll die so much faster than her because I don't know what to do. Like, I don't have to call her mom and be like, hey, did she ever bring up bank stuff to you at all? Did you ever talk about that? Or what did she do for a living? Do you know? Yeah. What was her deal? My job is like, you know, like you gotta protect, I guess, the house, I guess. I don't know. If someone comes in, I don't have a gun to protect us. I have a pocket knife. That's what I have next to the bed. Like, that could do nothing. I could hope to aggravate him at best, you know? Like, I'd cut him, he would just rip my shirt, and he would kill both of us. That's best case scenario with the pocket. I don't know how to use this knife in the middle of the day, much less I'm gonna wake up out of a dead sleep and have some kind of knife skill I've never had before. So what we do is we sleep strategically in our bed to, like, prepare for an attack. You know? Like, I'm here, like, she's here. She's, like, closest to the door, but it's, you know, she doesn't even know there's a strategy. So, it just... So the plan is like the guy's gonna come in, right? And she's gonna lunge at him. She'll lunge. She'll probably be like, oh, I felt like I got pushed. And I'm like, well, you don't know what lunging means. She'll lunge. She'll put up a good fight, all right? At least a good enough fight that I can be practicing with my knife on my side. Just a little, you know, ready for him. That's when...
I do sometimes lie up here. I'm not proud of it. But sometimes we all have to lie. Like, even when I tell my children not to lie, I'm kind of lying to them. Some people are like, you should never lie to a child. And those people don't have kids. Because when you have kids, you lie to them all the time. You're like, you wouldn't like this ice cream. It's very spicy. I'd share, but Santa said I can't. Now, why don't you go to sleep so I can wrestle your mom? I'm not encouraging lying. I'm just saying there are times when you need to, right? Like if you're late to meet someone and you see that they're already angry and you don't have an excuse, you have to lie. Because if you told that person the truth, they would never speak to you again. You gotta be like, hey, I gotta come clean. I just couldn't motivate to get going. I mean, eventually I could. What I'm trying to say is I don't value your time. I've identified there are 2 times when it's socially acceptable to lie. To spare someone's feelings, it's okay to lie. It's also okay to lie to cover up a murder. Allow me to explain. When we discover someone's a murderer, we also learn they've done some fibbing. But we tend to focus on the murder part. You never hear, I'm angry he killed that guy, but frankly, I'm more upset about the lying. It's the dishonesty that bothers me. Some trust has been broken. Speaking of lying murderers, I watch a lot of Dateline. I don't want to brag. Some other winners out there. If you're unfamiliar or you have a life, Dateline is a news magazine show, like 60 Minutes, but at one point, Dateline just went all in on murder. And it's usually spousal murder. Like if you watch Dateline, it appears most marriages end in murder. Every episode starts the same. They had the perfect marriage. But you know someone's getting killed. A husband, a wife, sometimes they'll get someone else to kill their spouse, which seems impersonal. It's like you took a vow, do it yourself. Anyway, I was watching this one episode of Dateline about this guy who murdered his wife. It was gruesome. I was watching with my wife on our anniversary. My wife didn't care. I mean, she wasn't thrilled I was taking notes. What are you writing down? This guy's just sloppy. It's like he's trying to get caught. If anything, this guy's plan was foolproof. What he did on his anniversary is he threw a party for him and his wife, and they invited all their friends so that they could see how happy they were. And then the next morning, he took his wife fishing. He rented a boat, he brought a cooler, some tackle, 3 concrete blocks, and a tarp. You know, for fishing. And he would have gotten away with the whole thing. But 3 months after his wife disappeared at sea, he got engaged to a stripper, which is kind of suspicious. And to celebrate their engagement, they dropped acid, as tradition would have. And while tripping on acid, he admitted the whole thing to his fiancée. And she turned him in because she didn't appreciate the dishonesty. And as the episode ended, all I could think is, I'm a terrific husband. I've never even thought of murdering my wife. Well, I've never made plans to murder my wife. Well, I don't own concrete blocks. I can see some of you are like, Jim, I don't like the murder jokes. I don't like them. But wouldn't it be great if in a week you learned I was a murderer? Because then you could brag. You could be like, oh my gosh, we were at the taping for his special. And he had all these jokes on murder. Were they good? Not really, no. He was better at murder than comedy. If you know me, I would do anything for my wife, and that's part of my alibi. No.
The next story is about my parents. And I was visiting my parents recently, and I don't like them. I love them, don't get me wrong, I would die for them, but if I met them at a party, I'd be like, these people, yeah, this place is beat, we're out of here, you know, because my parents are Italian, but they eat at the Olive Garden, literally. And my dad will show off by pronouncing menu items authentically. He'll be like, I'll have the pasta fagioli. And I'm like, we're sitting in a strip mall between a Build-A-Bear and a Spencer Gifts. You'll have the pasta fagioli like everybody else.